Hey, what's up everybody? This is HP Aero 13 and we are actually trying the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm gonna go through this quickly. By the way, this is the Ryzen. As you can see, this is Ryzen 7 5800U. We're gonna use the Vega 8 to see the graphics. So by default it was set to high. This is 1080p, I believe. We're gonna check out the screen resolution. So as you can see here, 16 by 10 native, 1080p, and you're gonna see the graphics if it's actually working fine. Then we will be good to go to play 1080p high. Man, if this plays 60 FPS, I mean, I don't know what to say. You don't need any gaming laptop anymore.
And from this screen came the giant Ymir, first of all beings. Proud Ymir.
See how hot? It doesn't feel hot to the touch.
And blood.
I think maybe it's a little bit hot when you touch it in the back.
The world you want.
Easy to carry. No problems at all. Surprisingly cold. Not cold, I mean just a little bit warm. Just a little bit. Not much.
There you are.
Alright, so this is definitely not 30. Let me just increase the brightness a little bit. Okay. Let's reduce it this much. Okay, so here you can see that is at high. It doesn't seem that's work at 60. And alright guys, now what I did before I just make it work without the battery and reduce the resolution, I actually plugged the power brick. Now it's here connected, and as you can see now it looks way faster and better. So this game is very demanding actually, Assassin's Creed. So in that case, by the way guys, this is actually above 30 FPS. I didn't install MSA Afterburner, but it's very clear that it's above 30. So, and this is at high, so medium, low is very playable at 60. If you plug the power brick, of course.
Go. Is he okay?
It looks really awesome.
Yes, good.
By the way, guys,
Did you find the ring?
I actually didn't. Let me just show you how it sounds when the fan kicks in at full. This is how it sounds like. Do you hear anything? I barely hear any fan running. And we're playing at full maximum power, so yeah, it's great.
I think you can do that for me. Good. Tonight, you will be the
I'm very glad that Assassin's Creed is very playable. It's a very demanding game, and this is 1080p at high setting, plugged of course. Now it's gonna be hard for you to play it at great frames if it's unplugged, but we're gonna test this out.
I'm ready to fight.
So alright everybody, now I just unplugged the power brick, and as you can see the benchmark here with the FPS going maximum 48 FPS and averaging 35, and with the minimum 16, but this is a small portion of the minimum 16, like this dip over here and this dip over here. It's not that big a deal, but you're averaging 35, so you basically play the game 30 and above 30 FPS most of the time. And let me just show you, this is on low graphics, as you can see, with a screen resolution of 1280 by 800. Of course, if we just put it on 1080p, it's gonna be very low, because in that case, Unplugged, of course, is gonna take a lot of power. Here you can see the RAM or VRAM that needed for the graphic card. We're running at 512 megabytes, but what's required here above almost 3 gigabytes. So you have to keep that in mind, that Assassin's Creed in general is playable on this certain laptop, this beautiful lightweight laptop, portable. If you're a student, man, this is a laptop for your dream. I'll be honest with you. If Assassin's Creed run like this, now I'll just put it in 1080p. So we're gonna check it out. So we're gonna let's continue to play the game. No, it's actually a little bit of slow downs. This is definitely below 30 FPS, but there is some times that you can get to 30. Let me just go back to see the options. Yeah, you can see here the dip in the benchmark here. So there's a dip over here, and this is the averaging 30 FPS is go below. So 30 FPS now it's going up. If we just play a little bit more, you're actually gonna notice that it's actually running lower, especially the scene that we're getting in right now is very demanding. Oh, that's a cutscene. So we cannot skip that cutscene. We're gonna quickly go back and check this out. So as you can see, it's been corrected. Since it's a cutscene, it's gonna be standard 30 FPS, but we're talking about this area where you actually play the game at this area. So the dip is 25 averaging right now, minimum 16. It's not gonna go above, like maybe you can get a little bit 30, but it's always gonna be averaging this much above below 30 FPS if you're running at 1080p native in that case. That just reduces it a little bit, and here where you can see this area is maybe it's not gonna might be much, but it's gonna be a little bit better than 800 1280 by 800. But if you want to play the game on like let's just say sustainable way, it's way better for you to just set it at 1280 by 800 if you want to play Assassin's Creed specifically. So yeah, Unplugged, of course. And if you want to plug it, you're most likely gonna get better results. So let's maybe try to do it plugged right now. Well, let's wait for the cutscene to finish first. All right, guys, it's time. As you can see, cutscene is done, and now we have the game running. So what I'm about to do, I'm gonna start the power plug and see if we can make this thing jump. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. Running. Oh, sorry, I messed up. Just give me a second. All right. Okay, now it's running. So, yep, it's running. Okay, so let's go back. Is there any differences when it's plugged or not? We're going to find out right now. Let's go back to options. Well, doesn't seem that there is some changes here. Let me double check with the battery life or the battery performance. Oh, okay, so put it in best performance right now. Let's go back. All right. Let's skip this part. Okay, now we're in the game. Okay, let's go back and check out options. What is it? Yep. Here you can see it jumped a little bit right now. So let's just play the game a little bit more. Maybe we can get something done. When it comes to the FPS, it's very minimal increase, to be honest with you. It's not a big increase when it comes to when it's plugged or if it's unplugged. But right now, it is plugged. And this area is supposed to be very demanding because we are actually outside the world, and this is where actually most GPUs get stressed out. So we have an integrated graphics here, so let's get into 10s. Maybe we can get better FPS right here. Definitely gonna get some good FPS. Let's break this up. All right, let's go back and check out the options. And here we can see a little bit jump towards the 30 FPS, but we actually running, as you can see, averaging 24, maxing out at 28 with minimum 19. Now I'm talking about 1080p, guys. So if we just go back to 1200 by 800, or maybe just let's try 1680. Let's try this one. Okay, let's just try this one. And yeah, okay, we're good with the screen resolution right now. We have lower pressure, so let's go back and see if this game runs better. Oh, it's definitely running better. This is definitely, guys, above 30. This is definitely 30 and above, probably 30 at its best. I was inside the tent, and this is, let me just guess, yeah, this is like 40 to 50 if inside. But if we go outside, this is gonna hit like maybe hard 30 FPS. But it's running really fine outside. By the way, guys, if you can hit this benchmark with Valhalla, you are confident to actually play most games on PC on high setting. But this is Valhalla is very tough game to actually run because it requires a lot of VRAM, and it's amazing that let me just show you back here. There you go. It hits the 300 30 FPS, but needs more time to actually work. Here, as I told you before, Valhalla requires 3 GB RAM at minimum if you want to play at minimum. But if you want to have the best possible solution or best possible compatible solutions here for this game specifically, or most games in general, you have to actually set it up with this setting, guys, and trust me, it's gonna be fine. So I have to set it at 1280 by 800, also with native 16 by 10. It's no problem. Set it to 60 FPS, go to the GPU or graphics, set it on the lowest possible resolution. Yes, the RAM is actually exceeding here the 512. However, because it's a shared VRAM with the actual RAM that's installed, 16 gigabytes of RAM that I have, this is where it's the Vega 8 shines, you know. So look at this, guys. We are exceeding the 30 FPS with averaging 37 with maximum 38. Actually, if we play even more, we're gonna hit more better numbers. And keep in mind, this is outside, like we are actually outside world, and this is where actually the most GPUs get a hit if you're outside, and the you know, the weather changing and all the field of view is getting a lot of rendering outside. So this is where it's actually getting so much power draw, and we're actually doing great. Now if we get inside, for example, this house, and if you're in a dungeon or whatever, let me just try to open this door in here. We are going to get, we are actually going to get nice numbers. Let me just break these stuff. Okay, we're going to get like probably 50s and above 50s. Let me just double check with the again what we have. And here, as you can see, this is 30 FPS, the line of 30 FPS, and we're not getting below that. Very minimum way, because this is what it actually recorded. But if we just keep running, maybe doing some internal movements, so here now we are hitting 60 FPS. Of course you're always gonna hit 60 if you actually move the camera on the top, but in case with the Valhalla, looks nice here. It's very playable at this resolution. If you want to play the game in a stable way, let's just check out the heat. Now it's plugged. When you plug it, of course it's gonna draw more heat into this machine. Let me just double check. This is amazing. This is amazing. I need to get my thermal camera and do another test with another game, of course. But this is amazing how they actually were able to actually maintain this type of wow. What happened here? Why it's getting it the first person? Okay. Let's double check it again, and here you go. So yeah, it's very playable at this setting, plugged. No worries. Just put it on the lowest setting, as I showed you, 1280 by 800, and you're gonna play any game. Actually, I believe if you can run this easily at above 30 FPS, you're probably gonna play any game at this stage. But I'm also gonna test more games later on, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the video so too long. I had to show you everything. People asking if this is actually capable laptop, and again, I'm amazed of how they did the cooling here. The chip, I think the chipset here is very efficient. It doesn't draw a lot of heat. It's very great when it comes to the battery life, and also it's great when it comes to the gaming. So yeah, I cannot see anything more. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in another video.